Brett Velikovich is back with us. He can hear me. Look, Brett, somebody knows who's putting up these drones. Why are we not being told? Because somebody knows somewhere, don't they?
You would think so, but the fact is, I think we've learned from all this, Stuart, that we're no longer in control of our own airspace. And look, it's a foreign concept to think our government doesn't really know what's going on because we are such a powerful country. But I'm sorry to tell you, the truth is they really don't know, because we no longer dominate the world in counter drone technology. We used to own the drone market globally, and that's why we need to put more money into this. And I know it's surprising for your viewers, but we don't really focus a lot of our counter drone detection in the US. We focus it overseas. That's where a lot of the money is going. The technology exists to track this, but the reason the US government doesn't have answers for you is because they don't have a widespread system in place to detect, deter, and mitigate these drone threats. And everybody's pointing to different agencies to say, no, they're the one in charge. No, they're the one in charge. And that's got to change. We need to change these authorities and give people at the local level the ability to stop this.
Well, there's a growing feeling that we should shoot them down. If you can't identify them and you don't know who's putting them up there, shoot them down. What do you say to that?
Well, the problem with shooting them down is we need to define what that means. If we're talking about shooting them down with electronic warfare, yes, absolutely, we should do that. If we're talking about, someone's in their backyard with a shotgun up in the air, not a good idea. Like, those bullets fall back down to the sky. And the truth is, right now, the law states that if you did that and you shot a drone down, you would be the one going to jail, which is problematic. But that means we need to rely on our federal resources to actually do something about it. And I just don't think we're equipped to quickly figure out. We may never know what happened here.
One FBI official called this worry over the drones a slight overreaction. Look at this headline in the New York Post from the editorial board. Sorry, Team Biden, Americans don't trust you on the drones or anything else. Brett, this is like the Chinese spy balloon. The government has a credibility problem, right?
Yeah, that's why no one believes John Kirby when he comes out and says that there's nothing to see here. We can't see any of these drones in the airspace. And it's because, they told us before that the Chinese spy balloons were no big deal. They weren't collecting information. But I know what drones can do. They can collect a lot of intelligence. They can fly over an area for a few minutes and the damage is already done. It's not just about a high-powered camera shining down on an area. And so the government has a credibility problem, and we need to. Yes. They need to come out, and they should have come out very quickly.
Yes, they should.
This, by the way, why did it take them so long to come out?
Somebody knows. The government should find out and tell us, please. Brett Velikovich, I know we're going to see a lot of you in the near future because I don't think this story is going away just yet. Brett Velikovich, we'll see you soon. Thank you.
President Trump said, "I canceled my trip to Bedminster." Remember, the drones were kind of around Bedminster, so watch what he said.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, they happen to be over Bedminster.
Will you shoot them down?
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Well, Guy, we know he is receiving intel briefings, but he won't comment on the drones in particular.
Yeah, a lot of people for the last few days have been saying the government must know what's going on here or have a better handle on it than what they're sharing with us publicly. And then that's exactly what the president-elect just said. Basically, we know, and they're just not telling the public. So I think that will fuel some more discussion around this issue. You described the press conference, Kayleigh, more broadly as freewheeling, and it was definitely that. It went on for quite a while. I think it is appropriate for heads of state to respond to questions this way on a regular basis. He's not technically head of state yet, but kind of seems like he is, right, given the absence and just the muted volume on almost anything from the current president. Even with the freewheeling nature of that, and it was definitely wide-ranging, you've worked with him very closely. I've just been an observer. It seemed like there was some restraint by his standards as well. He covered a lot, but not quite as much bravado. That was at least my impression.
Without a doubt. And, Ainsley, one thing I think he does well is he gives Americans a window into the American presidency?
I think his messaging has been spot on, this time more so than the last time he ran. I think that press conference covered a myriad of different topics. That's so refreshing. We got an answer about the drones. He thinks the government knows. We're at a point now where we trust him so much because the alternative is a White House that lies to us about COVID, that lied to us about Joe Biden's health, that lied to us about the border being secure, that now we have an opportunity to trust a president. And when he comes in and he tells us, I support something, then I think more Americans will support him too.
And Morgan, a big part, no doubt, Morgan, a big part of communications is instilling public trust. And I think having this dialogue with the American people instills that.
Yeah, and I think what he had to say about the drones goes to instilling public trust. You know, after the Biden administration was not clear about the Chinese spy balloon, that's when people started to say, well, wait a minute, something's up. And so I'm glad that he was forthcoming about it.
Blasted out. The news about the drones was blasted out on every major news network. Fuel. Speculations about alien involvement fueled conspiracy theories online. Freewheeling. The discussion turned into a freewheeling debate about government transparency. Restraint. The government urged restraint when discussing unverified drone sightings. Bravado. His claims of shooting down a drone were pure bravado with no evidence to back it up. Myriad. The drones could be used for a myriad of purposes, both civilian and military. Refreshing. It was refreshing to hear someone admit the limitations of current drone technology. Instill. The government should instill a sense of trust in its citizens by being transparent. Dominate. The country used to dominate the global drone technology market. Mitigate. Better detection systems could mitigate the risks posed by unidentified drones. Warfare. Drones have become an essential tool in modern warfare. Equipped. Our forces are not adequately equipped to handle advanced drone threats.
One thing's for sure, the truth is out there. But it's definitely not in any government statement.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.